Good morning, Mid-Missouri. We are interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to continue our Weather Alert Day coverage today as conditions deteriorate across the area. Roads are mostly topped with a thin but slick layer of ice, and areas south of Jefferson City have a bit more snow on the ground. Now we are going to hand this over to Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider, who will give us the latest look at the forecast. And Kevin, what should we prepare for the rest of today?
Yeah, Molly, as we go forward, things going downhill as we get into these next couple of hours. In fact, we've picked up in some spots a little bit of some thunder sleet up toward Audrain counties. We've seen it even being reported down into Marys and Miller counties so far here within the last 30 minutes or so. So it's going to be coming down at a pretty decent clip here. You can see it kind of colored as a little bit of some snowfall in there. A lot of what's coming down, it looks like so far, has been some sleet. Now, north of Highway 54, that's where we're going to be eventually transitioning more so over to some light snow as we go forward. So again, keep that in mind. Things getting a little bit worse before they get better as we get into this the rest of this morning and even into the early afternoon hours. This is what's kind of making things tough out there. Road temperatures, they're in the 20s, so anything that is falling is likely sticking pretty much as soon as it hits the ground. So expect those road conditions to continue to be on the bad side of things here. Latest look, though, at Future Track. Let's get you into these next couple of hours. Here's how it looks like it's going to be unfolding by midday. This is a stop at about lunchtime. And you can see, again, north of Highway 54, and it looks like maybe that transition zone's trying to slide a little further to the north, where you might mix in a little bit more sleet into Fulton back toward California versus Sales, and that'll cut into some of these snowfall amounts that we're going to be getting later on today. Again, it's not necessarily the amounts, it's just that it's falling. Here's a look at what we expect to come down with this round alone. And about another inch of some of that snow in Columbia back toward Booneville, might reach up and touch 2 inches up toward Paris, Mexico, Vandalia. It is coming down at a good clip right now. So again, still going to be one of those things that we're going to be tracking in terms of those roadways going downhill and staying downhill likely into this afternoon. If you do have to get out, again, you have got to slow down if we're going to be out on some of those roadways. We'll continue to track those as we get into the rest of this morning.
And as Kevin said, we have our team outside right now monitoring road conditions. For now, we're going to send things out to ABC 17's Erica McGuire, who's live in Columbia. And Erica, that sleet has really started coming down.
Molly, the sleet and the snow just started coming down probably about a little over a half hour ago. As you can see, my hat and my jacket are covered with sleet and snow. You can actually hear the sleet hitting the pavement as we stand along here on Business Loop 70. As you take a look at Business Loop 70, you can see it is completely covered with snow. We've just seen 2 snowplows go down Business Loop 70, taking their time, clearing the roads, and drivers out here are taking their time. And if you do have to head out today, it's best to take your time on these roads. They might look like some parts are not covered, but they are covered and are slick. So please take your time out here. Again, it's very snowy out here. It's cold. The roads are slick, so take your time if you are heading out today. Make sure you're clearing off your car, clearing off all the snow and the sleet and the ice off of your car. If you don't have to head out today, it's best to stay home. Reporting live in Columbia, Erica McGuire, ABC 17 News.
Thanks so much, Erica. And now we have Ben Fine, who's live for us further out in Boone County. And Ben is in our Storm Tracker 360 to give you a live look of what roads look like around the area. Ben, you have been out since 3 o'clock this morning, and it definitely seems like it's getting worse.
Yeah, Molly, we're actually on the business loop here in Columbia right now, and conditions have very much deteriorated in the last hour or so. You guys are talking about the sleet coming down a lot harder now, and you can see a lot of it is packed down pretty well onto the roads here. And another thing I wanted to mention, I know the roads don't look too bad. You're used to seeing, we've seen those 8 to 10 inch snowfalls in the past month or so. It doesn't look as bad as that. However, it could be just as, if not more dangerous than some of those road conditions with just how slick things are out here. It can also sneak up on you really fast. We've been on some roads that have looked pretty clear that have turned out to be completely covered in ice. I actually almost fell in a parking lot when we were stopping to get gas because of just how icy it was. Now, we are going to continue to drive around Columbia, Boone County this morning, give you guys updates on the latest road conditions, so be sure to stay tuned. For now, reporting live in Columbia, Ben Fine, ABC 17 News.
All right, thank you so much, Ben. We are now going to send things over to Zola, who's been monitoring crashes for us this morning. You now have an update from troopers. Zola, what's going on?
Molly, in the last few minutes, MSHP Troop F posted to Twitter about all of this winter weather. Now, troopers say more winter weather is headed our way, so they're continuing to advise people to stay home. They said if you have to travel, to make sure your gas tank is nearly full, have a charged cell phone and bottles of water. Here's that tweet now. They said getting stuck is in the wrong time to find out you forgot something. Also, an update to an earlier alert. Como buses announced they have resumed services about 15 minutes ago.
Zola, thank you so much for the updates there. And taking a look at your MoDOT traveler map this morning, you can see most of the central region is now covered, and those closures have started to happen a bit further north as well. As of 6 this morning, Jefferson City was just partly covered, and Columbia roads were considered clear. Once you get south of I-70, things start to go downhill quickly. More than half of Missouri is showing mostly or completely covered roads, which is all that dark blue and purple. Authorities are urging drivers to be careful if you have to get out today. Thanks for being with us this morning. Be sure to join us again at 11 and noon for more Weather Alert Day coverage and updates.